What if I told you that the field of modern medicine owes a massive debt to firearms? Yes, the very tools often associated with destruction also played a vital role in saving lives before modern surgical tools ever existed. It's a twist of history so extraordinary that it sounds like fiction, but rest assured, it's entirely true. Let's explore one of the most remarkable connections between firearms and healing: the development of antiseptic surgical practices and modern anesthesia. But first, let's set the stage. Imagine a battlefield in the 19th century, a chaotic, terrible scene where soldiers were grievously injured and surgeons had to work with unclean tools, often performing amputations in horrifyingly unsanitary conditions. At the time, the death rate from infectious diseases after surgery was staggeringly high, so much so that many feared the surgeon's scalpel more than the enemy's bullet. This is where firearms, of all things, began to shape the history of medicine. During the American Civil War and other 19th century conflicts, doctors were faced with injuries so catastrophic that they were forced to innovate rapidly. Firearm wounds were more severe than injuries seen before, largely because of the higher velocity bullets and increased lethality of firearms. This demanded new surgical techniques, and believe it or not, led to the birth of antiseptic practices. Here's how. The key was gunpowder. Doctors realized that when gunpowder came in contact with wounds, it had a sterilizing effect, albeit rudimentary. This seemed counterintuitive at first, given its association with chaos and debris. But upon closer study, early medical pioneers began adopting the practice of cleaning wounds with alcohol or even boiling instruments to achieve the same sterilization gunpowder appeared to give on contact. This shift radically reduced infections and ushered in the idea of using chemicals like carbolic acid to sterilize surgical tools. Thanks to this, firearms indirectly inspired one of the pillars of modern surgical practices. And that's not all. Let's talk about the role firearms played in the development of anesthesia. Before proper anesthesia, imagine enduring surgeries while fully awake. It's unthinkable today, but in the 1800s, surgery was more about endurance than skill for the patient. Here comes another unexpected factor. Injuries from firearms often left soldiers in unspeakable pain. Paradoxically, this forced doctors to seek more effective ways to manage pain on the battlefield. Opium and basic chloroform were initially applied, but it was this urgent need for pain management in wartime settings that propelled their refinement and paved the way for modern anesthetics. Let's add yet another intriguing layer to this story. Firearms also launched the invention of tools that are staples in operating rooms today. Consider forceps, or early equivalents of clamps used in bullet extraction. These tools were primarily designed to locate and remove bullets embedded deep within the human body. Their design and utility provided surgeons a basis for the precision tools we see in operating rooms now. These adaptations directly descended from the need to save someone who had been shot. Mind-blowing, isn't it? Firearms, a symbol of destruction, inadvertently pressured humanity into advancing medical science faster than some could have ever imagined. From the frantic innovations on battlefields to the antiseptic practices that underpin hospitals today, the gun's influence extended far beyond traditional battlefields. It's almost poetic, isn't it? A device created to end life became an unlikely catalyst to save lives. The irony is inescapable, but also thought-provoking. Guns shaped medicine in ways that now touch millions of lives, perhaps even yours, every time you or someone you love undergoes surgery without fear of infection or excruciating pain. So, the next time you think about firearms as mere instruments of war or violence, pause and consider this remarkable history. The history of medicine might look strikingly different today if not for these unlikely agents of change. In the relentless pursuit of survival, humanity turned the tools of destruction into a reason to hope. And isn't that an incredible twist? History always has its surprises, and this one, I bet you'll never forget. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and follow for more unbelievable stories of firearms.